5 into the hour 12, and this is Bena Midday News coming to you live from Benab House, Atomic Junction, Medina. My name is Sherifatu Ayuba. Coming up this afternoon, the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research describes government scrapping of betting tax as a wrong move, and Mali withdraws from the International Organization of La Francophonie. Details of the stories comes up shortly. Thank you for staying with us. Remember, we are streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube at Bena TV. Now, the stories in details. Investigative journalist Anas Arimayao Anas has issued a strong warning to politicians and the media following his victory in Essex County Superior Court in New Jersey. A jury found former MP Kennedy Ejapon liable for defamation and awarded him 18 million in damages. The case centered on defamatory statements made by Ejapon after the release of the BBC's investigative documentary Betraying the Game on October 28, 2018. Following the ruling, Anas emphasized the significance of the unanimous jury verdict, highlighting the stringent legal standards for proving defamation in the U.S. Anas contrasted the U.S. ruling with his experience in Ghana, where a similar defamation case against Ejapon in 2018 yielded a vastly different outcome. Anas referenced Supreme Court Justice Kulendi's condemnation of the Ghanaian ruling, describing it as a violent abuse of judicial authority. He called the disparity between the two legal systems a stark reminder of the need for urgent judicial reforms in Ghana. Anas took the opportunity to issue a warning to politicians about their treatment of journalists and the media. He extended his gratitude to his legal team, led by Andrew DeHare, Esquire, and to supporters who stood by him throughout the legal battle, with punitive damages yet to be determined. Anas reaffirmed his unwavering commitment to fighting corruption. His victory has reignited discussions on press freedom, judicial integrity, and the limits of political influence in shaping public narratives. The chairman of Parliament's Agriculture and Cocoa Affairs Committee, Godfred Seidu Jasso, has defended the government's 1.5 billion cedis budgetary allocation to the agricultural sector in the 2025 budget, arguing that it presents strategic investment opportunity over its inadequacy.
Speaking in an interview with the media on Wednesday, March 19th, the Wa East lawmaker acknowledged that the allocation appears lower than in previous years, but emphasized that the government's priority should be building infrastructure to ensure long-term sustainability and growth in the sector. Jasso urged the public to actively contribute to improving the agricultural sector, stressing that efficient management and targeted investment could yield significant benefits. However, the Chief Executive Officer of Agri Impacts Limited, Daniel Fahene Akwe, expressed concern that the 1.5 billion cedis allocation is insufficient given the sector's expressing needs. He highlighted the urgent need for increased investment in productivity, mechanism, irrigation, and food security, warning that the current budget may not be enough to drive substantial progress. In response, Jasso countered that the focus should be on maximizing the impact of the allocated funds through strategic investment and partnership with the private sector. He maintained that efficient use of resources rather than just the size of the budget would be key to advancing Ghana's agricultural industry.
Moving on to business, the Ghana Private Road Transport Union has assured the public that transport fares will be reduced if fuel prices drop to around 12 Ghana cedis per litre. Speaking in an interview with the media on Tuesday, March 18, the Deputy Public Relations Officer of GPRTU, Samo Amwa, explained the factors influencing fare adjustment and why a reduction has not yet been implemented despite the recent dips in fuel prices.
According to Samuel Amwa, since December last year, the union was already considering increasing transport fares due to high cost of spare parts, rising fuel prices, expensive lubricants, insurance, and DVLA taxes, but decided to hold on after they were promised that things would get better. While acknowledging that fuel prices have slightly decreased, he stressed that the reduction is not yet significant enough to warrant a fare cut. Mr. Amwa explained that fare adjustments are based on multiple factors beyond just fuel prices. According to him, the last time there was an increase in transport fares, fuel prices were around 12 cedis per litre, which significantly increased to over 15 cedis per litre, adding that the union will reassess the fare if price drops to 12 cedis. He, however, stated that if fuel prices decline, spare parts costs remain a major concern. His comments shed light on the complexities of fare adjustment and the multiple economic pressure facing transport operators. While GPRTU remains open to reducing fares, it insists that fuel prices must reach the 12 cedis threshold before any meaningful decision can be made.
Executive Director of the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research, Professor Peter Korte, has strongly opposed the government's decision to scrap the betting tax. Speaking at the post-2025 budget statement review in Accra, he emphasized the need for the government to redirect betting tax revenues into impactful youth development programs rather than eliminating the levy.
We are told the road toll brings us 72 million, brought us 72 million cedis. Betting tax is around 140 million. Now we want to introduce road toll, which is lower, and give out betting tax, which gives more. I don't know. You see, some of the diseases are very populist. I know the young ones who bet will not be happy with me. But I, for one, I am against this thing. You bet, you get earnings. I pay tax. When I do consultants, I pay 20% of my consultants. Honorarium, I pay 20%. Betting, you've earned income, and you are paying something. And you say it should be free. And because of votes and populism, we allow this. In other jurisdictions, betting is like a hobby. After work, then you go and bet and play casino, drink, beer, giddies with your friends, and come home and sleep. People want to turn betting into a way of work, like employment. No, tax and use the money to develop something for the youth, the young ones. This is not a sustainable thing. So when I see the youth arguing, when you talk about betting tax, then they start insulting you. I don't understand. This is not your future. If somebody is moving you into this, that's not your future. You need sustainable jobs. So I don't support this scrapping of betting tax on earnings. You have to be taxed, but let's use the money, develop sports, develop something that the young people can meaningfully engage in.
His comments comes after the Finance Minister, Dr. Atuforsin, stated in the 2025 budget presentation in Parliament of the government's decision to scrap some nuisance taxes, which includes the betting tax. On the international front, Mali, Burkina Faso and Niger are once again united in challenging France. On Tuesday, Mali followed Burkina Faso and Niger's lead, announcing its withdrawal from the International Organization of La Francophonie. The Malian Ministry of Foreign Affairs stated that the country could not remain a member of an organization whose actions are incompatible with its constitutional principles, which are based on state sovereignty. This decision follows similar moves by Burkina Faso, Niger, who, like Mali, have military regimes and have broken ties with France in favor of sovereignty. The three nations, founding members of the OIF, condemned the organization for selectively applying sanctions and undermining their sovereignty, calling it a politically motivated tool. The withdrawal comes amid growing tensions between the countries and France as military leadership in the Sahel turns to Russia and reasserts their sovereignty, symbolized by the renaming of streets and monuments that once honored France. And in sports, Black Stars coach Otto Addo is urging his squad to stay focused and resilient as they prepare for must-win 2026 World Cup qualifier against Chad and Madagascar. Ghana is aiming to secure a fifth World Cup appearance at next year's tournament in the USA, Canada and Mexico. Began preparations on Monday.
Mood in the camp is positive despite a difficult run of 6 games without a win, which saw the team miss out on qualification for the 2025 African Cup of Nations AFCON in Morocco. The Black Stars will face Chad on March 21st at the Accra Sports Stadium before playing Madagascar 3 days later at a neutral venue in Morocco, ensuring the 4-time African champions are not at a disadvantage in terms of match venues. Speaking to the media, Addo acknowledged the team's struggles but insisted on the need to learn from both victories and setbacks. Ghana AFCON setback has put Addo under pressure, but he is focused on making amends, starting with a crucial clash against Chad in front of a watchful home crowd. Black Stars are currently level on 9 points with Comoros at the top of Group I. They started their campaign with a win over Madagascar but stumbled against Comoros before bouncing back with victories over Mali and Central African Republic.